Welcome to the What a Play podcast. I'm your host, Jacob. Lucas cannot be here this week because of prior commitment, so I'm going solo once again. Before we recap what happened in Week 17 and preview what happened in Week 18, let's talk about Trevon Diggs. Trevon Diggs released by the Dallas Cowboys. The timeline gets a little murky, so I'll kind of spare it to you. But the abbreviated version was Diggs the last couple years has not played to the Cowboys standards. We have all known that. Various coaching changes, Dan Quinn going to Washington, the injuries that he sustained, all those things kind of went together. And then the Micah Parsons stuff of how it happened. Diggs and Parsons are very close friends. So he was not too happy with how that went down, not too happy with the fact that Matt Eberflus doesn't run man coverage as much, so he was a little annoyed by that and spoke out about it. Cowboys did not appreciate that. Cowboys did not appreciate that Diggs wasn't the leader they wanted and didn't work out with the team trainer when he was injured or come back from injuries or surgeries. So there's a lot of things to unpack in that situation, but the best way I can describe it was a relationship that had to end. And it wasn't very amicable throughout, but when we got to the point of it's finally a divorce, move on, let's get out of here situation, that was pretty amicable. But there was a lot it's kind of like when you see people who are about to get divorced and they're always arguing back and forth, or they're always angry at the other for no reason. And finally, they get divorced. And it's the happiest day. Not because they are happy that they don't have to see that person or they don't have to be with that person, but because it's like a relief. It's relief. And look, like the saying in Dallas, I want to be a Cowboy for life. Want to be a Cowboy for life. That's what Diggs wanted to do. That's what Parsons wanted to do. It didn't end up that way. Trevon, I think, is still a good football player. I think giving him an offseason where he's healthy, it doesn't have to come back from a surgery, I think will help him. I do think there's teams that should acquire his services as he's currently on the waiver wire, which I just don't see anyone picking him up on the waiver wire. It's too expensive for him. I don't see that happening. But to me, the Commanders, the Bears, and the Packers are all in play. I wouldn't be surprised about that for different reasons, obviously. Commanders, Dan Quinn, Joe Witt. The Bears, Nashawn Wright, his former teammate, also Al Harris, his former cornerback coach, and in Green Bay, Micah Parsons there, obviously. I don't see him going anywhere else. I just don't see that happening. Okay. I just don't see that happening. So we'll see what happens with that. I also do want to say this. I do appreciate that the Cowboys handled it the way they did, which is giving him the opportunity to go and try to win a championship, knowing that they're not going anywhere as fast. And they knew this was going to end. So might as well do it now and give him a chance to go win a championship. I do appreciate that. The Cowboys also have the ability to do this because they are one of many teams that put in an opt-out clause in the contracts that state that after so many years, we can opt out and move on from you as a player. And it won't land on our salary cap too much. Our dead cap won't take too much of a hit. That's why they did it. And he also didn't really have any trade value. So there was no reason to wait. Now, moving on to the Cowboys game against the Commanders. Cowboys beating the Commanders 30-23 in a game that was so frustrating to watch. The Cowboys, after this game, only need the Giants to score 23 points against them to give up 500 points in the year of 2025 and the 2025-2026 year. That's all they have to do. They give up 23 points and they have 500, which ranks them worse than pretty much any defense in their history. It's bad. They can't do anything. This was Josh Johnson and he torched them. To me, the Cowboys, there's nowhere to go but up. You have to reshape it. You have to remodel it. You got to bring coaches in who understand what they're doing and not just, oh, well, maybe. Like, oh, well, maybe doesn't solve anything. To me, if you're the Cowboys, you have to fix it. Fix it and fix it fast because it's not going to work. Moving on to the Patriots beating the New York Jets 42-10. This is the way the Patriots need to play and be successful in the playoffs. Run the football. Dude, the thing with the Patriots is you see a lot of teams and like, we have to change our identity when we get to the playoffs. We have to be more run heavy. The Patriots are run heavy. They make plays, but they are run heavy. And that's what's going to help you in the playoffs. 42 points. You ran the ball well. Drake May made some great throws. Like, you cannot ask him to do more than that and then play great defense, obviously. Now, the Jets, they're not good. They're not good. Let's not pretend that they are. But the Jets scored 10 points. And I described it when I first heard that. I said, and first saw it, I was like, that's almost disrespectful that they allowed the Jets to score 10 points. It's almost disrespectful. I kid, I jest, but it was just. But you get I'm kidding, obviously. But the Patriots scoring 42 and then the Jets only getting 10. Like, it's just, if you're the Jets, what do you do now? You know, you're at week 18. You're finally at the end of this thing. Are you talking about releasing guys? Are you talking about coaching changes? What are we doing? Because this is bad. It's not getting any better. There's a lot of failure. If you're Woody Johnson, do you part from Aaron Glenn? If the answer is yeah, then why wait? That's the way I'm looking at it. Why wait? But a great game by the Patriots. Drake May was my star of the game, the way he played. He was awesome. He was just awesome. And my star of the game, I think, for the Cowboys was, I would say, Malik Davis, who had over 100 yards. Dak was really good. But yeah, probably Malik Davis. Moving on to week 18, Cowboys versus the Giants. Giants favored by 4.5. Giants getting plus 4.5, which means the Cowboys are favored by 4.5. We're not exactly sure if Dak Prescott's going to play. We're not exactly sure whether the chances that some of the backup players play and start, we don't know. If I'm the Cowboys, I'm saying, let's sit Dak. Let's not get him injured. There's no reason. Let's put him on the sideline. Give him a headset. And let's just let Joe Milton play. Because worst case scenario, if you lose to the Giants, it helps you in draft picks. If you beat the Giants, it doesn't really hurt you that much. So it's not a horrible thing. Plus, leading into this game, with Atlanta beating the Rams, Atlanta has the chance to make the playoffs at 8-9. Or at 8 and 9 right now. No, sorry. They are 7-9 right now. Tampa Bay is 7-9 right now. Carolina is 8-8. If Tampa Bay wins over Carolina and Atlanta wins over New Orleans, Atlanta gets into the playoffs. Both Tampa Bay and Carolina miss out. If the Giants beat the Cowboys in that sense, the Cowboys would essentially jump 3 teams. And then, depending on what Miami does against New England, that could potentially jump them up. The Cowboys jump another team that also could happen, which is very interesting. But give me the Giants to win because I just don't trust this defense at all. And I think the Cowboys are just going to play their backups. But give me the Giants to win. Even though the Giants have nothing to play for, you said that last week, and then they beat the Raiders for whatever reason. I don't know why. Give me the Cowboys to win. Give me the Giants, the Giants to win 28-20. Moving on to the Dolphins and Patriots game. Patriots favored by 10.5. I don't see the Patriots sitting anybody. I just don't see it happening. I think the Dolphins haven't played well in the cold. They are terrible in December. They have to go on the road into New England. It's cold. I just don't see them winning that. I think this Patriots team is a lot different than they were early in the year, and we see that every day. And every game we see it. Give me the Patriots to win and move ever so closer to winning that one season, the AFC, with the score of the Patriots win with the score of 35-20. Let me know in the comments who you have winning this week. And also, are you surprised that it's week 18 in the NFL? Let me know in the comments. For NFL World, I'm Jacob Peter. Out.